All right, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahawashi, Call Halal Yahweh Bashim Yahawashi, Bashim Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to you, brothers, pushing this word in truth and sincerity. All right. Now, as you can see on the screen, the word commotion. All right. Late 14th century, violent movement or agitation, emotional disturbance, from Old French, commotion, violent motion, agitation. All right, agitation. Let me go up in here. I'm going to go back to it. Agitation. Let's see, agitation, debate, discussion. It says on the notion of a mental tossing to and fro. All right, a mental tossing to and fro. All right, from French agitation or agitationem in the Latin. Motion, agitation, move to and fro, frequentative of agere, to set in motion, drive forward, keep in movement. So agitation, shaking to and fro, a mental tossing to and fro. All right, and that's what the elites, all right, continually bring forth in the earth, dealing with the sheeple, all right, which is the top international elites. Look at the average common citizen as sheeple or goyim, or the Hebrew word for heathen is goyim, all right, gawayim, and ultimately they continue to bring forth different commotions in the earth to agitate the people. All right. Now I got this word from being back in commotion. It says violent motion, agitation, to move, disturb, from with together. So there's a constant disturbance. And I want to go to the book of Luke 21, and I'll read 8. Or should I just skip to the point, get to the point real quick? Because I just had it one. Here it goes right here. This is Luke 21 and 9. It says, "But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by." All right. Now, remember, these words were spoken there in red. Yahawashi said these things. All right. So we're here to bring our people, the believers in Yahawashi. All right. The believers in the faith of Yahawashi. All right. To bring them back to remembrance. Right? Because we are indeed in the time that Yahawashi spoke afore of. All right. We're in the end of Babylon the Great, the end of Esau's rulership. And truly, we hear of wars and commotions, all right? The agitation of the mind. What happened over there in Portugal and Spain, the power being shut down abruptly, you know, that's a commotion, all right? Be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. So these things are actually indeed coming to pass, all right? But we're not quite at the end yet. Okay, that MOTB has to be implemented. All right, has to be made mandatory. There has to be a changing over of the current order, the financial system, the structure, and there has to be a transition to that MOTB system, to the point where you can't buy and sell unless you have that implantable MOTB C-hip in you, all right, by an authority of the beast, all right, which is going to be a government order, all right. This is going to be a mandate or a decree in all the earth, all right. Now, I wanted to get into an article that I saw, okay. Well, I had a couple articles because what's being said dealing with wars and rumors of wars, okay, is what's taking place over there in India, all right, in Pakistan, all right, possible a clash between these nations, okay, which these nations are nuclear nations. These nations have nuclear capabilities. So the Smith, the blessing of the Smithmanship, all right, if I may say Smithmanship, to create those nuclear intercontinental ballistic missiles, the nuclear missiles. All right, the Pakistanis and the Indians have, all right, East Indians, which are Elam, have those nuclear capabilities. It says hostilities between India and Pakistan have intensified after a deadly militant attack in the contested Kashmir region killed 26 people. Okay, before I do that, let's go into the maps real quick. I want to take that down because that's another article I'm going to. Now, this article comes via rents.com. All right, but let's see, Kashmir. Going to the maps. You see how that popped up. Okay, you got Kashmir. Got Pakistan over here. Here's Islamabad. Here's Islamabad, which is the capital of, of Pakistan. All right. Here's where the hostility is. The area of the hostility. All right. And all of these lands, in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to occupy. Over here in this area, the true Israelites are going to occupy this area. All right. Now, from that area to over here, we went through Iran. Now, Pakistan, we're in this area right here, which when we zoom out, you can see the Arabian Sea. All right. Got Nepal over here. But you got Kashmir over here, which this is the disputed region. This area over here. All right. Let me go back. Pakistan says military incursion by India is imminent. All right. Pakistan claims credible intelligence. India is planning an imminent military. Pakistani mother, Indian son post Kashmir attack. They can't live together. Pakistan and India hint at imminent military action over Kashmir. A look at the nuclear. So for years, these countries have had tensions amongst each other. There's been clashes before amongst these nations. All right. Now they say that India denied, Pakistan denied the militant attack in Kashmir. But we know, who could, we speculate, but more than likely we know who's behind what's going on over there. Okay. India and Pakistan may cut off ammunition supplies to Ukraine amid rising tensions. hmm So indeed, we're in that time. You know, some more commotions are going to take place. All right, that's a good word. Commotions. This is Yahawashi said it. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified. Look at the word commotions and terrified. Word for commotion.
Strong's G 181. Akatastasia. Akatastasia.
The word is instability, a state of disorder. Instability, a state of disorder, disturbance, confusion, right? Instability, i.e. disorder, right? Commotion, confusion, tumult. Go to the Bible real quick. Said I wanted to go into the other translation, New King James. But when you hear of wars and commotions, do not be terrified, for these things must come to pass first, but the end will not come immediately. When you hear of wars, this is the NLT, and when you hear of wars and insurrections, uprisings, don't panic. Yes, these things must take place first, but the end won't follow immediately. All right, I wanted to go to, matter of fact, let's go here. I think what I want is a second Ezra. Yeah, this is second Ezra. Second Ezra 16 and 21. It says, behold, victuals shall be sold good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, great confusion. Hey, when they implement this MOTB and they use artificial intelligence, the transactions that people are going to make within that beast system to get goods and services are going to be very, very efficient. All right, it's going to be very, very enticing. But even then, there's going to be evils, more evils. All right. It says they shall think themselves to be in good case. All right. Even though that MOTB is going to have the ability and the power to desensitize you from what's going on around you. All right. Sedate you. All right, that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Okay, that's that word confusion. All right. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. And we went into that, the possibility of a food shortage, empty shelves. You know, these things are the commotions that Yahawashi was speaking of, things that agitate the mind. All right, oh, go out, prepare, and you got to be prudent in these times, but at the same time, the mind of this world, all right, is agitated. The people in this world are agitated, all right? They're shooken up. They're to and fro, all right? Their mind is to and fro. And who can you attribute that to? Esau, right? The so-called white man, all right? Because he controls the narrative. But it's actually the Heavenly Father, all right? Fulfilling what was written in the scriptures. Even Yahawashi to this day put us in remembrance with these things, because we're actually seeing the commotions. We're seeing the wars and rumors of wars, all right? Yahawashi said, see that we are not in trouble. See that ye be not afraid, neither or be terrified. All right, why? Because he spoke of these things aforetime, and he's brought us into remembrance in these times, and we have the faith, all right, and the Holy Spirit, the Rahak Wadash, all right, which is the living water, all right, the fountain of living water that shall be drinking, or that shall be drunken to everlasting life. Thereby we're comforted, all right. But many of them, it says, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. All right, so you're going to have people that's going to perish of famine, all right, and you're going to have people that's going to escape the hunger, all right, that the other people going through. All right, in these coming days, you wait and see, man. People going to be hungry out here, all right? And it's not far-fetched, because you got people digging through trash cans already looking for food. They're looking for certain things. You got people begging, all right? You got people stealing, robbing. All right, why? Because that's part of the commotion, all right, that Yahawashi spoke about. All right. It says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, more dead, all right? Meaning they're not going to be buried. The dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. All right, no burials. All right, people not even going to have money to afford to bury the dead bodies, or even time to bury the dead bodies. That's going to be so many dead out here. These different commotions and wars, rumors of wars. It says, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. All right, because there's going to be a lot of death. All right, to the point where they're already talking about food shortages, farms shutting down. All right, but you're not going to have any people to reap your fields. It's going to be so much death. This is what we're prophesying of. All right, this is what the men of Yahawashi, all right, are comforted in, knowing that these things are going to come, and knowing that we have a power, we have a living power in heaven that we can call upon for protection. All right, so long as we be obedient to that living power. All right, this is the time that we in, man. All right, this is what is getting ready to take place. So you got what's going on over there in Kashmir, Pakistan, India. Any attention that's going, it says it's imminent. Imminent. India planning India planning military strike. Blacked out my screen. 24 to 36 hours, says Pakistan, and we'll see. All right, we'll see what happens. But remember, Yahawashi spoke about these commotions and these things that will get ready to take place. Right, I'm in the video here. Call her law, Yahawashi Shai, Bashim Rakakadash, double honest to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to you brothers, pushing this word, truth and sincerity. Until the next video, shalom.